Hi all, this is Dr. J at 11, streaming live from Long Island, New York, where the weather has been yuck, followed by more yuck, followed by rain, followed by drizzle, followed by dampness, a continuation of yesterday evening's weather, but maybe the sun will shine tomorrow. And maybe the sun will shine Monday on Wall Street, but only maybe. So the question of the day is the market going to pot? And we mean that both ways. Is the Dow Jones Industrial Average going to tank? And is it a time to play the pot stocks, the Canadian pot stocks that all had huge run-ups and this past week incredibly went down? I say incredibly went down because I was in the face of some really good news, like the Altria buy-in of 45% stake in Cronos and the Farm Bill being passed. So the United States is one step closer, I believe, to legalization. So in any event, let's try to answer some of those questions. Is the market going to pot, both literally and figuratively? We're going to look at the charts of the Dow Jones Industrial Average. We're going to look at the charts of Cronos, the chart of ACB, Aurora, the chart of Tilray, TLRY. Maybe we'll include one or two other pot stocks just to make sure we have enough to get high on, so to speak. All right, so again, do your own due diligence. My opinions are strictly my own. I do not get advice from anyone. I do not take advice from anyone. And I do not intend my opinions to be advice. However, if you like some of my ideas, feel free to follow, but at your own risk, consult with an investment advisor. Like me, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button in the lower right corner. Say hi to me through the chat. Say hi to me through comments. I'd like to hear from you guys. Subscribe. That's the most important thing. Share the link. Don't forget to share the link with your friends, with your enemies, with your acquaintances, with your Twitter colleagues, friends, whatever they're called, with your Facebook friends. Share the link so others can get to know Dr. J and Dr. J can get to know your friends. Anybody have a comment to write now before I go into the video charts? I can see who you are. All right, no comments. It is a live chat. However, once I go into share screen mode, I can no longer see it, nor can our viewers. So last chance for a quick comment. Going once, twice, 3 times, you're out. Okay, let's go into the video charts by doing share screen, if I can get my cursor over there. All right, cursor, you made it. Now this will take a good 2 or 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3, share screen. Oh, that's not too bad. If I was quicker with my mouse, it would have taken 2 seconds. So again, let's look at the Dow first. We looked at the Dow quite extensively in the weekly market wrap on Friday. But let's take another quick look. And I subtitled it the Dow Jones Industrial Average, the story of the gravestone doji, and that's because the all-time high on the Dow was signaled by a doji that had a very tall body and a very thin bottom. At the very bottom, it looks like a gravestone. The one we got the other day on Wednesday was even longer bodied and more ominous looking, but it only occurred after a brief rally. This occurred after a very, very long pronounced rally in the Dow, and therefore was more of an indicator than this one. But however, true to form, it again sold off on the doji. And it looks to me like we have another day, perhaps, at least, of red. So we'll see what happens on Monday. We have this triangle that we're going to break out of one way or the other. I don't know. I mean, I hope it breaks to the top, but right now I'm going to let the market tell me. It's too difficult to guess. So I'm going to wait and see. If it breaks below 24,000, it'll probably continue down. If it breaks above the upper trend line, this trend line with then there's a chance it could hit that 25,000. So we're going to let the market tell us the direction. I'm not going to guess just yet. Let's turn to the pot stocks, Canadian pot stocks, beginning with my favorite, Cronos. Cronos, I was buying in when Philip Morris came in with influx of 1.8 billion. That shot the stock up to 13 and change. Fell back down, fell some more, almost back to the upper trend line. I mean, it seems inevitable it will hit this upper trend line and probably bounce back off of it. So I kind of like Cronos. If I liked it before Philip Morris MO buy-in, I got to like it a whole bunch more now. So there's no question I'm very high on this pot stock, Cronos. And no pun intended, I am high on Cronos. Okay, Aurora. Aurora is the biggest Canadian pot stock in terms of production and revenues. They're gearing up for huge production by 2020. So you gotta like Aurora. You gotta figure somebody's going to come in with a big investment, maybe a Coca-Cola. They've had talks with Coca-Cola, maybe a PepsiCo. They seem, you know, the idea being that they're going to put some pot in cannabinoids in your Coca-Cola, get you good and addicted to it, I guess. I don't know. But I don't know exactly what the idea is, but I know the beverage companies are interested in Aurora, and the deal will likely be made. That's my opinion. CGC, I left that one out of my intro, but it's an important player because it had made a big deal with one of the alcohol beverage companies, a big one. And since that big deal, I guess the market said big deal because it's kind of sold off, but it's leveled off. I like it here. I like it very much as a buy at 28. I see the downside being 24. And if it does get to 24, in my opinion, buy more for a swing trade at least to 28. Right now, I think it's a buy right where it is, actually. And let's look at Tilray. Tilray is a slightly different twist on the pot stocks because it's really a drug company. It's a drug company that produces quality medical marijuana, and it distributes it around the world, Australia, Africa, I don't know, a million places, except that I don't think the US yet, but it will. So Tilray, what's interesting about Tilray is it actually came down from 300 all the way down to where it is today, almost in a straight line. I mean, I drew the trend line, but it's not really adherent to that trend line. It's more or less broke out of a triangle, broke to the upside of a triangle, but came back down to test a lower support level at 70, just about where it closed at 75. I think Tilray is a buy right here. But if you want to be greedy, you can shoot for the bottom of this thing, which is probably about $70. Let's see, 72.50. This one is 70. Yeah. If I were interested in Tilray adding to my position, I would do it right now. In fact, I think I will. I'm going to add to my Tilray position. Oh, by the way, just for disclosure, I own Tilray. I own Cronos. I'm going to be buying ACB maybe Monday. I keep threatening to buy into it. CGC, I don't know. At least I have no plans on buying just yet. So Dr. J is high on pot. Dr. J thinks the market may be going to pot, but maybe not. So as far as the market as a whole, I suggest you, for further information, check out my Friday weekly wrap. The weekly wrap is called, what I call it, the story of the Dow and the Gravestone Doji, I think I labeled it, by Dr. J at 11. Please subscribe. You'll have no trouble finding it. I think it's definitely worthwhile. We look at Amazon, Apple, the Dow, the S&P, the NASDAQ 100. We look at Athesis. We look at medicine company. Some 7 different charts that we examined. And I think it's definitely worth looking at. Don't forget to take the course that I'm offering, a free course on charting. You can get that from my channel as well. I will put a link at the end of this video to my Friday wrap, for weekly wrap, which I think does have a link to the course. And it's important to take the course today or tomorrow, the first lesson on the engulfing pattern and also just general candlesticks, Japanese candlesticks, bullish, bearish candlesticks. So it's important to know the groundwork before we move forward. One lesson builds upon the other. So please, if you're interested in continuing with me, do the homework as well. If you want, you can submit the homework either as a comment, or you could submit it to me at redibit.com. I wrote that as a comment. Not .com, at gmail.com. That's my email address. So that's written as a comment at the end of the course lesson 1. Okay, so this has been Dr. J coming to you live from Long Island, New York. Please check out my video blog for the weekly summary, and also for the beginning of a great course on charting. Adios, amigos. Don't forget to subscribe. What can I tell you? See you Monday, right? Don't be late for class. Bye-bye.